Aloha everyone, this is Matthew here. So I finally got around to making a video of a trip that the family and I took. We were able to go to the Big Island of Hawaii and do one of our bucket list items that we've had for a very long time. We took our son Samuel, who was only 5 years old. What are we gonna go do? It's a video.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm going there.
Where are we going?
We're going to Manta Ray.
We're going to see Manta Rays. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, so we got to go dive with the Manta Rays. It was a night dive. Amazing experience. Crew was super helpful, super polite. Took us out there on a boat, gave us some snacks. They had all the gear that we needed, but we were already living in Hawaii, so we already had our own dive mask and everything. If you can bring your own GoPro with a wrist attachment in some way to attach to your suit or something, it's a great way to capture the moment. My brother-in-law has lost a whole bunch of GoPros on doing different dives and water adventures like this, so it's best to secure it. So once we got out there, got into the water, which it was very, very cold. But we had no idea what to expect. The tour guides, they said, hey, you got a really good chance of seeing one or two. The visibility was pretty clear, but we did not expect to see all the stuff that we were able to see and just how close that these creatures were to us. It looks really far away, but what you're seeing, the light coming down, is actually from our giant surfboard. It's like 3 times the size of a huge surfboard with lights attached to it and handles for us to hold on to. You can hear everyone's excitement and everything, because this giant manta ray is like 2 feet away, or a lot of times it brushed up right against us. So they also warned us not to touch the rays, as we can damage their skin with our oils. But they said, hey, they're probably going to rub up against you because you're so close, and that was fine. Our son Samuel was so excited that one touched him. He actually was telling the tour guides, the divers out there with us, that he touched a manta ray. I had to explain, no, he didn't touch him, that it touched him because he was holding on for dear life. And it's really kid friendly. The tour guide, the boat, I'll leave a link in the description of the company and everything that we took. And they were absolutely wonderful. And again, we took our son Samuel, and he had his a full face mask. We did have to reposition it a couple of times and just talk him through it, but it was a great experience. Yeah, you can see there's a whole bunch of other tours out there going along with us. And at one point there's actually divers and stuff underneath us. So when the manta rays do flip like that, what they're doing is they're trying to catch plankton and small little insects or whatever, critters that are in the water. Because manta rays don't eat like other fish and stuff. In fact, if a fish got in its mouth, it would just spit it out. They eat plankton, and the lights, as you can see the lights there attract all the plankton, and that's what draws the manta rays to where the tours are. But it's just so graceful to watch these magnificent and beautiful creatures just kind of swimming, and then they come up right next to you, and then it's just like, whoa! They do this backflip, and it's just like, wow! It is all breathtaking and just magnificent to see God's creatures doing their thing here. You can see how close they are to the board. That's our board we're holding on to. It was just so cool, and there was just so many of them. I think probably 20 or 30 of them that we had seen throughout the night. And you're in the water for a good little while. It's a good experience. I think the boat ride out there was half an hour to an hour. Actually, I can't remember right now. But then, yeah, you get in the water. Probably within 5 minutes, we were already seeing manta rays starting to swim around. And then once we got settled in, the tour guides made sure everyone was good and hanging onto the board, not floating away or anything. wasn't having problems with their mask, then all the excitement really happened. It's just so interesting how like little space they take to flip like that, and you can see really good inside of their mouth how they scoop all the plankton and all the microorganisms into their mouth like that. And some of these creatures are huge. I mean, they're 10, 15 feet from tip to tip. And they even said some of them get to massive sizes, over 20 feet from tip to tip. So yeah, if you're ever in Hawaii or an experience where they have night dives for manta rays, I highly recommend it. Kid friendly. Me and my wife and my son Samuel had an amazing time. We would love to do it again, especially now that my son's a little bit older, and it's a little bit easier for him to be in the water. So truly an amazing experience.